probably some other guys from the league that nobody cares about.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You are listening to the Circle of Jerks podcast for the Rochester Floor Hockey League. We are already to playoffs for spring 2016, so this is going to look into the quarterfinals picks for the podcast. This is Pete R. We have Jer Bear, Cannonball Kurt, hashtag Conco Sucks.
Dude.
And our guest, the guy helping the Webster Dictionary to define unsung hero, Gafe Silent as Zito. So let's get to the pick standings. After last week, we did have a pretty exciting week coming in. Pretty difficult to pick games. A couple guys got 3 wins last week. Actually, a few guys got 3 wins last week, but you guys didn't. So to get to the standings, the top 2. Pete R. and the Bob are now tied, picking 26 for 36 at 72%. The next in line is Cannonball Kurt at 61%. Only had 1 correct last week. Had a tough week. Next in line is hashtag Conco Sucks, going 18 for 36. But he did have 3 wins last week. And
That's
then
why I threw my game. So we get that 3.
Yeah. So John Scotterton's next with 47%. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Our guests that have come onto the show is 17 for 32, so they do have a 53%. So they're actually in 4th overall. And coming down the line, we have the statistician, Jeremy, 15 for 36 at 42%. How does that feel?
I'm right where I want to be.
Right where he wants to be. He's gonna crush Pete R.
You're having parallel seasons, man.
So, guys, we got quarterfinals already upon us. I mean, is it just me, or did the season just start yesterday?
Yeah, it is.
For Sugar Hill, it did.
They just started winning a couple games.
Yeah, no, but they're looking deadly. I mean, this is what we've been talking about for the past few weeks, that these playoffs are going to be intense. They're going to be scary. I think we got to get right into the games. We have the game times as well as the teams that are playing. So, Jerbeck, let's get into the games.
All right, game 1, and we're actually going on the hour this week. So game 1 will be at 7 o'clock, and that's the Sugar Hill Gang at a Tribe Called Quest.
And the away teams wear white once again. So if you're the lower seeded team, you wear white.
That's right. And then at the 8 o'clock game, we have Wu-Tang at the Roots. Wait,
No.
Other way around.
We didn't win.
Roots at Wu-Tang.
There you go.
Yeah, right. And then after that, it is NWA at Public Enemy. Is that right? Nope. Public Enemy at NWA.
He's just testing you guys. That's all.
All right. And then Run DMC at Furious 5.
Nope.
Other way around.
Switch them around again.
Furious 5 at Run DMC.
Yeah, remember Furious 5?
I swear to God, I just read it off of Facebook, and that's how it was listed.
It was listed now.
Hey, I just took it from the commissioner.
Well,
That
the
picture of Evan sliding into the runway.
Yeah,
which
nice
was
photo.
very impressive.
Nice Photoshop.
Really good. This is something
Again, I don't listen to the podcast, so I don't know what the standings are.
where the Bob and I listen to it enough for you. So there you have it. It's going to be probably one of the most scariest playoffs any higher seeded team has ever seen. So I think we really just need to get into it. So preview. 7 p.m. game, and once again, this is the 7 p.m. game. We're not doing 6:30 anymore. We're pushing it back so that everyone can make it available for everyone. It's Sugar Hill Gang going against ATCQ. Now, they've played each other twice. ATCQ got both of those wins, and ATCQ is 9-1 on the season. Only loss is against Wu-Tang. But ATCQ has been on fire. Sugar Hill Gang doesn't know how to win the second period, but that may not matter. So coming into this game, you really have to look at, to me, which team are we going to get out of Sugar Hill Gang? Are they going to be able to play a full, 45 minutes to be able to compete against ATCQ? ATCQ is going to be hustling their butts off. Let me check the weather. I'll get back to you on that. But we want to know, is Sugar Hill Gang going to be able to last against this ATCQ team? Now, granted, they played them very well. They lost 11-10 in the most recent meeting. This is the matchup they want. I'm pretty excited for this game because this is going to be the best 8th seeded team that I think we've ever seen, and we've never seen an 8 take over a 1 seed. Is that correct?
No, it's happened.
It's happened. Okay. Well, we could see another 8 seed take over a 1 seed.
Yeah.
But for me, this is ATCQ's game. I don't think with the full team, I got to go ATCQ for this one. They're just so dominant this year with only 1 loss, with everything that's been fired on them. I think they're going to take it into the first week of playoffs and the quarterfinals.
I'm going to agree with you but
But
I think this is going to be a much closer game than everybody's anticipating.
oh, absolutely.
Because a Tribe Called Quest doesn't really have the dominant offense that can put up a lot of points, and with the way the Sugar Hill Gang has been playing when they're playing well, like not in the second period, they're limiting opponents' shots on Steve and everything, and Steve's been playing pretty good. And I think that their offense, when they get open looks, if they get open looks, are going to be tough for a Tribe Called Quest to stop. But in the end, I think a Tribe Called Quest is going to be able to beat them slightly on defense and win the game by like 1 goal.
Win the game. Yeah, 1 goal. We could see all of these games really go down to 1 goal, which is exciting for the stands. I know the commission is going to be charging for playoffs, so make sure you buy your tickets early because they're going to be going fast. So let's throw it over to our guest, Gaffey, because this guy knows the definition of hockey. So, Gaffey, what do you think between ATCQ and Sugar Hill?
I think ATCQ will win. I think the main difference will be goaltending. Brett's just having a very solid year compared to first year for Steve. Brett is obviously lights out this year, and I think he will be the main difference maker for the game. Granted, Sugar Hill does score a lot, but I don't see them getting past Brett. Brett's just been so lights out. He's been seeing everything. You guys have some lapses on defense. Sugar Hill, that is, and I don't think you guys will be able to stop a Tribe Called Quest, unfortunately.
So we have 2 guys that have yet to speak, and both of them are in this game. I'm actually going to save Jerbear for last. So let's throw it over to Cannonball Kurt. Cannonball, you're playing a team that wanted to play you in the first round of playoffs. They're feeling very confident. First round out. Do you think that's possible? Do you think Sugar Hill can beat you?
I have feelings on it. I'm interested to hear what the other guys had to say.
The other guys
What
had
do
to
you
say.
got?
So
Bob and John?
Yeah, you want to talk about that now? All
Oh,
right,
I
we'll
do.
get to
I
it.
want to hear what's
The
up.
Bob, the guy who's been in this league and writing a lot of write-ups, he says Sugar Hill Gang. John Commissioner Scotterton, Sugar Hill Gang. So we have 2 right now. 3 ATCQ and 2 the Bob.
Well, at least Jeremy too, knowing what he's going for.
Yeah, it's playoffs,
All right.
so it's different.
Well, that's okay. Well, that's interesting. Well, I don't know. I mean, I could see where they're coming from in the alternate universe they're living in. I'm looking at the matchup. We played Sugar Hill, and you guys did play us in a hell of a game. But as I recall, I think we were up by like 4, and there were 4 minutes left. And Gianni scored 3 quick goals, which we let in kind of uncharacteristically. The same thing that brought you guys a win this week was that kind of comeback surge that Gianni brought out. So I think that's what we've seen is an awesome comeback surge from Sugar Hill after they lose the second. I have confidence in my team's defense to shut down Sugar Hill. And like I said, man, I'm playing on a good team. I feel good with every guy on my team. I don't feel like we have a weak line out on the floor. We don't have any liabilities. Even in our 3rd, 4th, and 5th round picks, they can be out on the floor and not give up goals. Can't always score them as well, but at least a couple of those guys have proven they can score when they need to. I think Strackenstein is like he's up there in scoring. I don't know what the exact stat was. I don't know. I think we beat Wu-Tang pretty decisively this past week, and they were all trying to contribute to scoring, and we were trying to shut them down. I think we've got Sugar Hill's number.
Hey, Kurt, what's the over-under for bruises on your butt this week?
40
42.
From Gianni? Oh,
Jeez.
jeez. I don't know.
I don't think you can handle Gianni's.
Huh?
You're not
So
talking,
you're
we're not
looking-
talking little
you're
puck
looking-
I am used to sticks that are about an inch short.
So
You're right.
the only team to have a plus-minus goal differential in the positive for all 3 periods is a Tribe Called Quest. +1, +19, +12.
Not Sugar Hill?
No, Sugar Hill's a little behind. They're +8 in the 3rd period, but -1 in the 1st period, -37 in the 2nd period. So
Actually, yeah. Well, Jeff Burge actually already volunteered to lay down in front of every one of Gianni's slap shots. So I think Jeff's gonna be posting pictures of his ass crack next
There you
week.
go.
So we got a lot of pictures of ass cracks that's going to be coming from shots of Gianni. So that means a lot of block shots. Jared, what do you think about all these block shots? Are you gonna get enough through?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at this point, I feel like a lot of the recap. You know, I like to joke, I like to fuck around, I like to amp people up, and that's what I do here at the podcast. And you know, listen to you guys going around, and a lot of the guys that you like, a lot of the points that you're making with what you think the differences are going to be in the game. I just want to do some word association here. So when you hear 79%, what do you associate that with?
I don't want to say it.
I don't want to say either.
High school.
My save percentage.
Well, actually, it was Brett's save percentage the last time we played them.
Oh.
So there's your difference maker there. 0-0, what do you associate with that?
Kurt Ronald.
Okay, yeah, those are the points that he put up the last time that we played against them.
Oh, it's getting all personal here with Jared.
1-1.
Is it Strachan?
No, Mike Frolano's points against us when we played him. 2-1.
Strachan.
No, Jeff Burge, the other first or wraparound pick for them.
He's our unsung hero.
So like I said, I mean, with the questions that a lot of you guys are coming up with, I mean, there's numbers that back up evidence that I don't really think they're as big as a factor as you think that they're going to be.
Look at you being all scientific.
The fact of the matter is, at this point, we asked for this game. We wanted this game at the end of week 9. This is what we were hoping for. Coming in and watching the game, this is what we wanted. As a team, we need to put up or shut up at this point. We asked for it. We better go out and fucking take it. Otherwise, you know, what the hell is the point of us asking for this rematch?
Here, quiet week next week.
Yeah, this is the rubber match. I mean, you guys lost 12-7 in week 6, but granted, after week 6 was when you really started to turn around. You got the 2 wins in week 7 through 10. So who knows really where it's going to come out to be? But those pick'ems once again are you're pretty split down the line. ATCQ has 4 picks. Sugar Hill Gang has 3 picks in the 7 p.m. matchup. Really looking forward to watching this game. Being a part of it. Make sure you bring your kids, bring your wives, and we'll have a great time. So let's get to the 8 o'clock game, correct? 8 o'clock game.
8 o'clock.
We have the Roots, the number 7 seed, going against Wu-Tang Clan, the number 2 seed. I am in this game, so I will back out. I'm actually going to throw it over to the statistician. I know you just had a quick ramble on about your team. So what do you think about this game?
Well, I don't have any stats for this game. They're not necessary. I'll say that this is the hardest game that I had to pick this week, as far as who I thought was going to win it.
I agree.
Just the way that you guys looked last week down Austin versus how bad Wu-Tang looked in their game against the Tribe Called Quest, it had like really brought up some questions about is this an easy win for Wu-Tang at this point, or is it, you know, usually you're going to favor the number 2 against the number 7, and ultimately I did pick Wu-Tang because I feel like it does come down to goaltending, and I think that Wu-Tang has the edge there, but it's another game that I don't think either team feels like they have an advantage or you know, got the good draw, and I don't think that that's for any team at all this week at all.
Is Austin coming back for this game, or did he get his parents to sign his permission slip to come on this field trip, or?
They're actually going to send a little school bus
Oh,
to
okay.
drop them off.
Yeah, it's actually the field trip this week.
Okay. I know we've got his little signature this week. I mean,
Yeah, we got him. So with that signature, what do you think your pick is for the weekend?
I think again it comes down again to goaltending again. Alex, I think, is having a stronger year than Kenton, and I don't think Kenton will be able to stop Joel's shot or Chatterton's shot. I think Joe's got a laser beam, and I feel like he's going to have a strong game. And Joe, last game, maybe he was being a little too cute with the puck, trying to pass it around, maybe breaking that assist record, but I didn't see that.
I saw what you did there.
You know, I think he needs to take more shots this game, and I think he will. And I think they will end up on top. And, you know, Peter, if Austin is coming, I think you guys will have a decent game. But I think Alex is a lot different than what he is last season. I think you have a fairly decent game.
And Chatterton said he is getting a 3-inch butt plug for his stick, so size won't be an issue.
Since we just talked about goaltending, let's send it over to the goaltender.
Well,
what do you think?
This game's going to come down to a couple things. Is Kenton going to get a new glove? I don't think he's going to. That powder sugar's going to wear off, and you know, I think they're going to make him move, which will force him kind of out of his element and kind of attack that weakness. And it comes down to hair too. If you guys remember Austin's old picture with that hair, he doesn't have it anymore. Joe, I mean, how much can you say about Joe's hair?
You can say a lot.
But yeah, anyways, I'm picking Wu-Tang Clan just because Joe's hair is going to be better. I think the defense for the Wu is going to kind of limit the Roots a little bit. And I think that
Even
John,
no Strachan for Kyle to shut down.
I think Wu's going to win. They're taking him to the gravel pit.
All right, on to Cannonball Kurt.
Yeah, I've got Wu winning this one as well. We played them last week. They play hard. I think Joe knows how to play championship hockey, and I agree with you, Conco. I think he's going to be shooting a lot more, and I just don't think Ken's going to have an answer for it. I don't think Ken's even going to get a chance to really. He tends to stretch the crease out quite a bit, getting recovering pucks, and I don't think Joe's shot, or John's for that matter, is really going to give him much of a chance. And I know that Bob and Steve are going to be playing some lockdown D.
Yes.
I still think it's going to be a double-digit game. I don't think we've seen a game from the Roots that had just one, right, where it was below sub-double digits.
Double digits.
And I
Double
think,
digits, yeah.
I think the only way that the Roots will be able to win is if you guys get into Alex's head early on. Yeah, you guys have a chance. Score a lot of goals early on. You guys have a chance against.
Start following them.
Cranking the volume up a little bit.
Make fun of Blink-182.
Maybe, turn up the music very, very loud,
You know what, with this game too, I'm calling it right now, Bob's going to score on his own net, trying to shoot the puck.
So we have a sweep right now. Bob is also picking his team Wu-Tang. John is also picking his team Wu-Tang. Cannonball Kurt, everyone here is picking Wu-Tang. Now you guys know I don't pick my team. Wu-Tang's a great team. Wu-Tang is a very strong team. Obviously the number 2 seed for a reason. They've had a great year. However, there's 8 teams in this league, so we have 7 teams that we can play against. The top,
very good.
Yeah, the top scoring team against every other team in this league is the Roots. Every game that you guys have played, the highest team that scored against you is the Roots, besides Public Enemy. Public Enemy's had only one game that another team has scored more than the Roots.
What about that defense though?
If we can figure out defense, and everyone knows defense steps up in playoffs. Everyone talks about defense steps up during playoffs. So the Roots can score. Roots has been the most consistent offensive team throughout the year. And yeah, defense is going to step up during playoffs, but you know we're going to score. You know we're going to get double digits. If we can figure out defense, we can win this game. I am picking the Roots going into this game because I feel this is our chance. This is the team that I felt that we had the best chance against. And I'm excited for this game. I think we have a chance to beat them simply because every team in this league, besides one, we have been able to score the most goals against in the regular season, and I'm ready to do it in the first round of the playoffs. So, that's one pick for the Roots. Everyone else is going Wu-Tang. We will see how it goes. I'm excited for the game. Any other thoughts? You have a thought?
My thought is with your thought of defense steps up in the playoffs. I feel like while you're trying to do that, you're going to step up intensity, and some of your players are going to get the penalty calls against them. I think that's what's gonna hurt you. Is bad penalties are gonna hurt you in that game.
Yes,
How,
but I
why
do
on earth
hear-
would you think that's going to happen?
I do hear whistles
Is there
get
any person
swallowed.
that's evil
I
like
do hear whistles
yourself?
get swallowed in the playoffs. I believe someone, our statistician over here said that.
Lots of
You better
things
hope
get
he's
swallowed.
reffing your game.
I do. That's someone else, but yeah, intensity is going to grow this week. But it's all about keeping our team calm and making sure that we do get on top of the game, get in other people's head, and make sure we hold on in that third period.
It's going to be so intense. I'm going to watch a game from inside of the
I envision a Bob Hartman and Ian Smith fight. That's what I envision.
No,
That's what I
no,
want.
I would keep saying.
Nobody
That's what I
fights
want.
in this league.
No, I do. I fight with refs.
Imagine if Kenton threw down his gloves and just be a puff of white smoke. That'd be awesome.
He
Would
was
you stop giving away our secret, man? Come on.
We're gonna start
We're
calling
trying to give
them
everyone
cheese.
poison.
Literally putting up a smoke screen in front of the net.
and it still gets through.
and then you can't even see the puck coming towards him.
Because it'd be orange smoke. Ah, damn it, I screwed up.
That's why we don't wear those. So that's the 8 p.m. game. Excited for my boys. Let's win this one. 9 o'clock game. NWA and Public Enemy rematch. We got the rematch from last week. I know Conco is really fired up for this game. Really excited to hear his feedback. I'm really pumped. I mean, we saw an 11-10 overtime game. Big comeback from a Public Enemy team that we've all kind of been bashing over the past few weeks because. Pubic Enema?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, yeah. So Pubic Enema has really just haven't been playing to their standards over the last few weeks. Bob actually mentioned a few times that they're just the most inconsistent team of the year. There have been some teams more consistent on the winning and losing side, but Public Enemy has just been up and down, and they had a huge win last week to be able to lock in this rematch against NWA and Public Enemy. I feel like we're going to see a very similar game, and as far as we know, we're not going to be missing anyone in any of the games for this week.
Actually, I just heard a rumor that nobody from Tribe Called Quest is going to show up for their game.
Or show up at half.
We don't really need to, do we? We're just going to send Brett.
Block a save, score, little block a save, score. So we have two great goaltenders. Well, hopefully two great goaltenders in this game. You never know which we're going to get, the hot Conco or the cold Conco. But I feel we're going to get the hot Conco in this game. It's going to be another close one. Someone's making succulent noises over here. We're adding noises to the podcast now. I think Conco's going to have a great game. He's going to rebound, even though he had a good save percentage last week. The third period wasn't strong. It's going to only get hotter in this gym. We have, a 60? It's supposed to be a chance of rain, but 40% chance of rain, approximately 60 degrees outside. Temperature of the game. Inside temperature is probably as steamy as a hot Conco, so we will see how that plays out. But my pick for this week is
Meteorologist Matt Ferngully, everybody.
well, he's got those wings to fly up there. So I got NWA over Public Enemy. I think Public Enemy had a huge come from behind win last week. They're going to need it again in order to take this game. So I'll throw it over to Cannonball Kurt for this game next week.
I agree with you. I think that Public Enemy had a huge come from behind win. I think NWA was a little bit butthurt by it. And I also know, I don't know, I look at the veterans on that NWA team. I know Mike Bryant and Mike Sturgis know how to turn on the fire when they need to, and they're playing for literally their season. So I think it's going to be a close game like this, but you're right. The inconsistency of Public Enemy is what really made me go with NWA, because I don't foresee them being able to pull off a comeback again like what they did this past week. I mean, it was a stellar comeback. It was fun to watch. We were all cheering for them. I'll cheer for the underdog every time just because it makes for fun hockey.
And so what do you do when Jerry Ryan plays?
Oh, I'm still cheering for them. No, but I just I got to give it to NWA. I was kind of down on them early in the season, and then they started really having some success, and I just see that Jamie Foes and Newberry especially are going to make life real difficult for and Wright and Anderson, especially now. Like I said, they got that loss, and they were reeling from it. I don't think they're going to get gassed.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're going to
It
do.
was a great game. Definitely one of the games of the week last week. Probably most of everyone's game of the week. Oh, make sure everyone mentioned their game of the week. Mine is the game that I'm playing in, the Roots vs. Wu-Tang. Let's throw it over to Jeremy. Jeremy, what do you think?
Yep, I'm going Public Enemy. Been really high on these
Back to
guys all
back, huh?
season. I think that, I think that these guys have really been underrated all season. I picked them to win in a bunch of games so far, and I feel like with playing the game that they played last week, they let NWA come out and kind of jump ahead on a huge lead. I don't think that they do that again this week. I feel like that it's a little bit closer going into it with Public Enemy, doing what it needs to do to finish it out.
So to that point, we actually just got a nice stat from our statistician. There's 5-4 players on every team. I don't know if you guys know that. 5-4 players. 4 out of the 5 of them are in the top 20 in points. There's no other
This
team.
season, right?
This season, there's no other team that's better than that. So
Not only that, but another thing that I was thinking about is that I'm not 100% sure on Shane, but at least every other player on their team has at least been to the championship in this league. Either won it or been in the game.
experience matters. Experience matters, and a guy who's won 3 or 4 championships.
4, I think 3 or 4.
Four
I'm not sure,
championships,
but
yeah.
I've lost the last 3, I believe.
I got the
Sitting
cup
on-
over there. We can check.
Wow. Yeah, I believe I've lost at least the last 2, and I think I made the last 3. But yeah, I mean, I'm in agreement with everyone else. I think NWA takes this. Public Enemy,
It's not everybody else.
well, except you, sorry, Jeremy. I think Public Enemy, unfortunately, has a very. They don't have the quickest team. They're not fast. The only fast person on the team is Enright, and I feel like just speed alone, NWA will just overtake them. I think the big question mark is which Bill Riley will you get in this game? Will you get the Bill Riley that will allow some of the
Truck Bill.
Will you get the highly intoxicated best impression of Captain Bill, or or will you get the Brett Seaver Bill?
Kenton's gonna block every shot this week.
So-
Please just shut up.
And I really think it comes down to goaltending again, but again, I feel like speed, NWA definitely has an advantage with Mike Bryant, Steve Newberry.
He's kind of an unsung hero on that.
And I see what you did there. So I think NWA just takes it away. I mean, I don't think you're going to make the same mistake as in week 10 where they just gave up that lead. I don't think it'll happen again.
Yeah, and this is for the marbles. Last week, hypothetically, they didn't have something to play for as far as the standings are concerned. So Congo, everyone's picking you except for Jeremy. Bunch of NWAs up there. What do you think about your team? You guys have a chance?
Here's what I think. I want to pose a question to you guys. You guys are going to go fight the police. Who are you going to choose?
That's a great point. I'm picking NWA and Jimmy.
But seriously, I think that we're going to be ready for this game. Against Pubic Enemy. We're all shaving our pubes.
Together?
Hey man, circle.
What's the last sound you hear before?
I'll get in the bathroom before.
So I don't have to use that every day.
Not due to a lack of trying.
All right, Congo, back to your
Sorry.
point. Back to your police fighting crime.
I know that's.
All right, so my whole team is going to be there, except for Mike Sturgis might be a little late, but he's got his daughter's birthday, so. It's
What's
acceptable.
more important?
You should just have it up on the track.
Yeah, no, it's-
On the track?
I'm sure a daughter will have many other birthdays.
Is it an odd or even number one? Does it even count?
Oh my god.
This is why people's families don't listen.
I love you, Sturgis. Go Rangers.
So I think we're going to be prepared for this game, and we know and understand what it takes to beat these guys. And we're going to give it a full 60 plus minute, even though the game's only 45 minutes.
Wait, is Gaffney working the clock?
Yeah, you guys were just waiting for the next quarter to start this last game,
From the
right?
time those pubes hit the floor to the end of the game,
You're
we're gonna be
shaving
giving
around the
it.
line?
Yeah.
In the shower down there.
Make sure you put some powdered sugar on it after you shave. It helps ease the
Sugar
burn.
right in the urinal.
Right on the Tim Anderson's
You are the
filet of fish.
enemy.
We're gonna be coming for these guys. We're all pumped. Bose is already pumped. He's just like at his house, just antsy as shit right now.
Yelling at people.
Oh, yeah, screaming at his
At
kids.
the dog.
and
How
Yelling
many
at
fucking
neighbors.
people's
and shit.
kids are you gonna insult?
Jamie's getting a new tattoo right now that just says F the police on it.
He already had that one.
Oh, jeez. That.
Mike Bryan even got a little mad.
What? What?
No, I don't know. I'm guessing. But
He
we're
said
gonna-
good
we're
game.
gonna
He said good game to
prepare.
Public Enemy, but he said it like really low monotone voice.
Before it even started.
Before it even started.
Good game.
So that's it.
Yeah, we're bringing the razors.
Bringing the
Whoa.
bringing the 8 razors to shave Public Enemy. Okay, that was
a nasty visual to get out of your head.
So we got a great matchup. Who else is on that team that needs a shaving? So
Just
that
Shane, really.
Oh, that guy.
Oh my God, not enough. So that's NWA and Public Enemy. Once again, we have pretty much a sweep in the picks. Besides Jer Bear going back to back with Public Enemy.
Been eye on him all year.
Love the year. And you're ready to play. You're ready to play in the championship game. I think.
No, it's gonna be Sugar Hill versus Roots.
Sugar Hill versus Roots. You didn't pick us.
No, I know.
You're just warming us up, huh?
Yeah.
So that's the 9 p.m. matchup. We got one more game left, and it's a battle of the top 2 picks. We have the 10 p.m. game is the number 4 Run DMC seed going against Furious 5. This is going to be a battle of the top
Rematch.
this is my game of the week part 2. I think you can do game of the week for all of these games. This is, please, everyone, please save for these games. Come early, stay late. It's a 7 p.m. game time. You can get your tickets early. I hear that you can actually get them on a discount on Kurt's website right now. He's selling them for half price. So just make sure you pick them up. Just make sure you pick them up. Come to these games. They're going to be awesome. They're going to be intense. This is playoff hockey. But Run DMC and Furious 5 battling. You know, obviously we'll get to Gaffey. He's in this game. So Cannonball, this matchup is a battle of 1 versus 2. They're 4 versus 5. Run DMC's been on a big stretch right now. What do you think of these two teams taking it against each other in the first game of playoffs?
This is my game of the week because they're 2 very equally matched teams. Who doesn't like to see Zach up against Paul and the great supporting cast behind each of them? I mean, it's awesome. Here's why I think that Run DMC is gonna. This is why I think that Run DMC is gonna win this one. Okay, sorry, didn't get it. Jesus Christ. Now I'm all befuddled. Here's the thing, though. I think this is gonna be a goalie battle too. I think. Tim Scott's going to be back. I think Zach's going to have a tough time against him, but I also think that Zach is spreading the puck around a lot better than Paul is. And I'm going to see how many different colloquialisms and analogies I can work in here. He's just sending his love to all the men on this team. And you look at the scoring from last week. I mean, D'Angelo had 1, JJ had 1, Rob and Chris both had 2. So, I mean, they spread the goals around for only 9 goals. You know, Zach had 3. So that means he's, separating it up. I just see it working out better in this game than Paul. He might have some assists, but he's mostly going in alone in his games. And he has his...
Has Paul ever had an assist?
I've heard tell. Yes.
Hey, man, can you look that up for us?
Has Paul assisted other men?
So you have Run DMC over.
I do have Run DMC, yes.
Okay.
I heard it's cold in Canada.
So I'm right there with you, Kurt. I'm actually picking Run DMC. I was a huge supporter of Furious 5. I still am a huge supporter. I feel bad that these 2 guys have to play each other the first week of playoffs because this is a potential of a championship type game, championship style atmosphere. Just because these 2 teams are are so strong. They've had such good runs on both sides of the coin.
You're talking about the
It's almost like they're 4th and 5th seeds, you know?
Yeah, I know. It's like
Equally matched.
Yeah, equally matched. But the crazy part about it is you're looking at two teams that had such long losing streaks. You have Run DMC, who went 5 or 6 to start off the season, and then Fury Spike was 0-3 or 0-4 to 0-4 to start off the season. Then they had a huge comeback, and to me, I had them in my top 2 in power rankings. So I think this is going to be an all-out battle. This is going to be just like last week, a low-scoring game, under 10 goals for both teams. So we're looking at a defensive battle, but when Zach wants to win games, I don't know anyone that's better at completing it than Zach. I mean, that's really the
Maybe even Paul.
Maybe even Paul, and that's besides Jay-Bear. I mean, obviously, when Jay-Bear wants to win, he decides to lose, but then he comes back at the end of the season and takes over the number 1 seed. So let's throw it over to Jay-Bear. Jay-Bear, being that you are such a good game-winning person, who do you think is going to take this one?
I'm going Run DMC.
Run DMC, all right.
I think that Tim Scott coming back off of surgery, you know, he's probably the best goalie at angles, but I can't imagine that his movement is where it's going to need to be for the golden showers that the Run DMC are going to unleash on them. Their passing has been immaculate in the past few games that they've played. They're just setting each other up and they're finishing. You know, Chris.
They are finishing each other.
They are
really
finishing so great. You know, they're playing off of each other. Chris Milkowski.
He's taking a few off the chin.
He's blasting them from deep this past game, and Zach Davis just the look on his face with those blasts from Mazikowski, it's a thing of beauty. It's the kind of expressions that you only see in the movies.
The ones with golden showers, or the?
What movies are you watching?
I know.
Well, that's great points,
Yeah.
Jay-Bear. All around, really good points. So before we get to our guest who's in this game, we got to go to the guy who's seen a lot of shots coming from obviously Paul and Zach. Kako, what's it going to be like for these goalies that are just going to be getting blasted left and right from
They're
these
going to
guys?
take a lot off the face, let me tell you. You know, I'm picking Furious 5 because I'm such a big supporter of this team. I could be their jockstrap. You know, I really believe in Paul, his drive from Maine. He's going so far to get into the mind of Run DMC that he's actually renting a DeLorean DMC 12 to drive all the way from Maine. It might break down, but he's still driving it.
Not if he gets the Back to the Future one.
There you go.
Is he hosting your weekly trip?
No.
No, not this time.
We're not going on a trip.
You're not going on a trip this
We're
week?
doing absolutely nothing to prepare for this game because it's not necessary.
Anyway, back to Kako.
So I think Tim Scott's return, you know, down the gallbladder, he's going to be making a huge difference. And
If you get your gallbladder taken out, does it increase your FIBO? I never took out.
Tim said his doctor said his gallbladder was disgusting when he took it out. I don't know how much of that.
I heard he's
to his
bringing it. I
package.
heard he's bringing it with him this week.
He's gonna leave it hanging down below. Like,
It's
I
like
heard that at
the,
Weinster stands.
it's like the Detroit Red Wings after somebody
It
scores.
allows
They're
me
gonna
to
throw his
survive.
gallbladder onto the floor.
you know, I'm looking at the matchup between Brad and Chris this week, seeing how physical it gets. I cannot wait for that. I hope, you know, it's probably not going to determine whatsoever the outcome of this game, but it's going to be entertaining as hell to watch them two go at it.
Over or under 10 minutes in before they start making out.
Someone's going to be on their knees pretty damn quick in that game.
A lot of black shots.
You know, and
Everyone's
also,
spreading and everyone blocking shots.
in all seriousness, I know Zach is going to step up big in this game and really try hard to distribute the puck well and just put the team on his shoulders for this game. John Ramsey's going to have a big game, but Paul is going to be Paul, and Paul's going to go all out. He's going to have that Ben Gay working so hard. He's going to knock that other team out.
Ramsey had 88% save percentage last week, and they only won 9-7. You knock off a couple percentage points right there, and Furious 5 wins that game.
and if Paul has a blown tire, it's all over.
I'm still picking Furious 5. Paul's going to be thinking about that all the way from Maine.
All the way from Maine. And here's the thing. We talked about this last week, though. Furious 5 was only picked once. What?
Is it Maine or the Adirondacks? I'm getting
It's a long fucking way.
mixed
So.
information.
I think he's coming from the movie.
It's like a Quentin Tarantino movie. You're just gonna like cut to shots of him behind the wheel. Just, you know.
It's gonna be running people off the road.
Anybody see the Hateful Eight? There's a really cool Sam Jackson scene in it.
Does it remind you of Paul?
Somebody gets blown.
Does it remind you of Paul?
No.
So we have 2 picks to Furious 5 right now. The rest are picking Run DMC. You got myself. The Bob is picking Furious 5. He feels that they have a chance to be able to revenge the win from Run DMC last week. But Run DMC, Jared Bear, Cannonball, and John all are picking Run DMC. So let's send it out to the guy that's in this game, Yappe. Let's finish this off.
You know, I'm going to go for my team. I think we're going to win. I think I'm going to go for Furious 5. I think John Ramsey's not going to have the same game like what he had in Week 10. Shots fired. We did a very good job holding out Brian D'Angelo with only 1 goal.
Is that back-to-back weeks that he's only had 1 goal?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
And he brought support.
Yeah, he brought his, his family and maybe one other person who might not be of age, but he brought his ladies. And I don't think Chris making a murder will have his career year again or career game again. So I really feel like
He had some pretty good games last season.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody was thinking.
That's what blows my mind is that this guy was a huge scorer last year. Down a little bit this year, but he's not needed to be the top scorer of the team. So
Our team was fucking awful last season.
he was your leading scorer. He
Somebody had to
doesn't
do
need to be.
I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Brian D'Angelo because I don't think we've seen the production out of him this season that everyone was expecting. But this is playoff hockey, baby. It's totally different.
So what one player will win this game? I mean, you're talking about Paul, and I'm throwing the question over to Gappy here because you're talking about Paul and Zach, 2 great guys. They're pretty much going to cancel each other out, I'm sure of it. But you got the rest of the
Next game, Gappy, who's the unsung hero of this game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's great plan.
Actually, I think the big difference will be Jesse. I think Jesse will step it up because the last couple of weeks, and I've been keeping a couple of stats from my team. Like Jesse's been scoreless the last few weeks. I think Jesse's going to step up this week.
He was close a few times last week.
Yeah, and I think Jesse will step up this week. He'll be the main difference maker. And obviously, the big question mark for us is Tim Scott and how he's going to play and his performance. That's the big question mark for us.
I heard from a little hole in the wall bachelor.
What's that?
About somebody who's going to be a huge difference maker this week.
I missed that.
I can't even say it.
I want you to say it now. I can't even say it. There's nothing better when you have a joke that's so funny and you can't finish it.
Oh, come on, you guys can't even, like,
No, I-
a little hole in the wall
I
in the
think I know what
back.
that means.
No.
No.
Does anybody drywall on those teams? I'm trying to figure this out. Whoa.
So there you have it. We have 3 guys. I know exactly. So we have 3 guys that are picking Furious 5. We have 4 guys that are picking Run DMC. Should be a great week of matchups overall. There you have it. It's once again getting back to the schedule, guys. 7:00 game, Sugar Hill at ATCQ. The Roots at Wu-Tang at 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock game is Public Enemy at NWA. 10 o'clock game is Furious 5 at Run DMC. Make sure you guys stick around. I hear that they're going to be handing out fresh popsicles upstairs. For
Steve's
anyone.
bringing his balls.
Steve's bringing his balls, and if you guys
If
bring
Steve's
anything
balls
else,
aren't there, I'm gonna be so pissed.
yeah,
Which
there's going to be
is
punch and
hard.
pie. There's going to be punch and pie.
More
people
sexual
will-
innuendos are starting to crush under their own weight. They're just collapsing in on themselves now.
But it's playoff hockey time, guys. I'm so excited for it. Since it's playoff hockey time, everyone grows these amazing beards or these amazing hair. So I want to go into it.
Wait, I had a quick rebuttal.
Okay.
Someone had a rebuttal.
Oh, we have rebuttals. That's
Well, Brett has a rebuttal that he wanted to shout out after
He
the
couldn't
podcast.
say it.
No, it's
right.
No, you ready? I've got
Trick's
it.
here.
I've got it here for him. Ready? Here's Brett's rebuttal. And that's it. It's actually John Strackham in his face had the best rebuttal of all for how Brett felt. It was speak softly and carry a big stick was a post that he wrote to all of us on the team, and we were like, yeah, we're going to go with that.
Oh, that's
So from what I heard you were saying, you just mentioned Brett's performance in next week's game.
What? Oh, yeah. Stone cold silence.
So there you have a rebuttal. I did actually want to point
Oh,
out.
I have another rebuttal actually.
Okay.
And this was from John Ramsey, who
Ramsey.
officially petitioned that Conco's nickname goes from hashtag Conco sucks to a hot Conco.
All in agreement, say.
All in agreement
So I got
with
Brett's
Brett. I like hashtag Congo sucks.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm a Congo sucks.
I do like hot
Yes.
Congo, but I feel like violated every time we say it. Then we start
Well,
talking
now we
about
gotta
cold
say
Concos.
Congo because we're the circle of jerks. Congo, which one do you not like?
Oh, I've had so many throughout my lifetime, good and bad.
There we go.
They were all
Self-inflicted.
He thinks his own games. The other rebuttal I had, actually, someone pointed out, I mentioned last week that the Roots would actually be the first team to hit double digits every single game this year if they scored double digits going into this one. But someone pointed out to me that last year, oh my gosh, why can't I remember your team yet? The Quebecers. Quebecers did score, Gaffey and Conco, you guys did score double-digit goals every single game this year. So back-to-back
Had a
seasons,
big hand in that.
we've seen one
playoff
team
game,
score
right?
double-digit
Championship
goals, completely opposite side of the spectrum. Any other rebuttals on the floor?
I don't know, Kurt, how's your rebuttal feeling?
Oh, my rebuttal does not hurt as much as Wu-Tang's does from last week.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
They're not playing this week.
that's right.
So those are the
Or the
rebuttals.
week after. Or the week after.
Potential. They'll be down.
We're actually on a volleyball team together. He spikes, I set, you know?
No, we're not.
He's jumping.
But you said
You jump. I don't. That's
We use pickleball nets.
Play against
We
little kids.
played on a ping pong table.
Just jumping over, slamming home. All right, so it's time to get to the question. Once again, it's playoff hockey time. I really want to get to it. So we have two sides of the coin. Who has the best beard and who could never pull it off? Anyone want any takers? I'll even hand you over the coin.
I just like look at everybody around this table, like imagining them with beards. Or like creepy pedophile mustaches.
I already look like a freaking human chia pet. So.
Do you have to water yourself?
No, I do let my kids shave my head just because it's like they have a chia pet. That's weird. You know what I think would be awesome? I would love to see Zach Davis in a beard. I think it would be awesome. The curly blonde mustache.
We'll change it to who do you want to see in a beard?
That was just a non sequitur. I'm still thinking about the best.
Oh, I would love to see Brad in a beard.
Yeah, we're changing it to
All right.
who do you want to see in a beard? So we got. We'll throw it to you, Congo. So you have Brad, and
Yes,
who
Brad's a
could
kid.
never pull it off?
Who could never pull it off? Probably Brad.
Oh wait a minute, I got it.
All right.
Zach Davis with the beard, but he'd have a long ZZ top like beard. It would go down. There'd be little tobacco stains and stuff at the bottom of it. You know who I don't think could pull it off would be Jesse. I just can't see it happening.
Can Austin grow facial?
I think he can have a mullet transplant.
Yeah. So our status. Can't say it.
Kyle would look funny too.
Kyle would be really funny.
Like he just came out of the woods and was like, yeah.
He was in there trying to find John Craig.
You're not gonna score a goal on me. You're not gonna grow a beard on me.
Be like a young Rumpelstiltskin.
Jacob, do you have your picks for?
So it's who I want to see grow a beard and who can't pull it off.
Yeah, who can't?
I'm saying Andy Galvin can't pull off a beard.
Okay.
I'm not saying not having it. I would like to, however, see. Let's see. A Dave King beard.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like that. And Dave King beard. I mean, he is king. He is king.
It would be funny if Pete grew a beard and had like one of those little birds pop out and then like
Oh,
shoot him in the leg.
It just won't die.
His leg?
Shoots off his beard. I didn't shoot myself in the leg. I just shot my beard
It
off.
was shrapnel.
It was shrapnel. All right, so I'm gonna jump into this. I can't grow a beard. I'm surprised. I would pick myself, but I'm not gonna go there. I would like to see actually Dan Gladden. Dan Gladden, because I think it would be another line of defense.
Yeah, that would be functional.
You know? Yeah. So I
Another
think,
layer of armor.
right, it would be
So when he
perfect.
like got hit in the throat.
You would,
Yeah.
you would. I feel like you would put like some extra power in there.
You'd like spray it with like Bondo and fiberglass and just make it like a hard face shield.
Yeah, use his architecture skills to just make it. Oh man, we could really use it, especially next week.
Oh, he would look like a homeless guy coming down, just like throwing every bit of his existence into blocking that shot.
And then my pick for a guy that I don't think can pull it off, Kevin Parker. I'm gonna go with Kevin Parker. I don't think he can pull it off. I feel like he's
He's got
very
some
similar.
scary games on his face, I guess.
I mean, that's what mine looks like. Right now.
That's like the same reason I couldn't pull it off. It just like all the hair slid down my face.
Yeah, and he had 5 goals against us last week, so a little better. So let's go down to Gavin.
Yeah, so I think I'd love to see Chris Lally in Weird. I mean, I think that'd just be amazing. You know, he'd probably up his game, and he'd probably score like 10 goals. You'd probably need Zach Davis or Gianni. You know.
So we're really associating these beards with scoring virility, aren't we? Like,
Yeah.
It's an extra power.
No puck will be fast.
It's like a superhero power, you know. It's something extra.
So is that why mine comes in all patchy?
Possibly.
That's the jizz facials.
And the person who I think can't have a beard is Chris Making a Murderer. You know, I can't see him having a beard. I just
I
can't.
would really love to see him with a beard.
I just can't see him having a beard.
Also the
The little-
jizz facials.
I can see him. I think he would look like a fish fan, you know? I can just totally see that. Like he'd be wearing sandals and socks.
I don't know.
How many
Chris is, so.
Polacks like have beards? I mean, I'm a Polak, mine looks
Mine
like
won't.
shit.
Well, there you have it, guys. Great answers to the question. Great responses. We're coming into quarterfinals. Great week. Make sure you stay tuned. Listen to the podcast. Vote on awards. Oh, that's right. So we will be putting awards up online very soon. We want you to make sure, and guys, make sure you keep the focus on the regular season. Don't let the playoffs kind of sway your vote. Make sure you're focusing on the regular season because that's what the awards are all about.
Don't we stop the? Do we stop the voting after this week? Is it just up for the week? How does that work?
It's not into the playoffs.
Yeah, they extended to right before
Right before the banquet.
I remember. So just make sure you're focusing on that. But if not, then take my advice for what it is.
Put on a rock.
Put on a
Shove
rock.
it up your ass.
Then throw him through a window.
Then throw me through a window, through my own window, so I have to pay for it.
Sit next to like a bundling sexual violence rage pool.
Because he's got a beard.
Oh god, look what this podcast has turned into.
Well, last week.
Good thing we disassociated with our parent organization.
Well, guys, we appreciate everyone listening here once again. This is Peter R. J. Bear, Cannonball, Kurt, Conco sucks. Gafe, thanks for coming out. Did you have a good time?
Yes, man.
Awesome. Oh, thanks. And once again, thanks for our statistician, Matt Ferngully here. Is it Wednesday yet?